Rise of Iron has been out for almost a full week now, and players are having a great time rediscovering their favorite Year 1 class items being brought and introduced into Rise of Iron's Year 3 light levels. Now for me, as you can see right here, my Titan is rocking the Mark of the Risen, a common Year 1 class item that has now been made infeasible to reach Year 3 light levels. Now today, during a playthrough of the Wretched Eye Strike, I was playing with one of my friends in a random matchmake player, and I discovered something monumental. This particular player was wearing a Year 3 legendary version of the Dead Orbit exotic hunter item. Take a look. So I've blocked out the name of this particular user, but you can see here that the Cloak of Oblivion has been brought back in the form of a legendary version of its exotic counterpart. Now, why would this be? The Cloak of Oblivion legendary version doesn't seem to have any type of like spawn effect or anything like that. It's just a standard legendary cloak. However, I thought this was absolutely outstanding, so I went ahead and looked to see if the Bungie Armory can give me more details, and sure enough, searching the word Oblivion brought me the results of not only the Cloak of Oblivion, but also the Titan Mark of Oblivion in a legendary version of its exotic counterpart. Now, this is just crazy news. If you go through the Bungie Armory, you can find out that all 9 of the exotic class items have legendary counterparts for your Warlock, for your Titan, and for your Hunter. Now, how you obtain these, I'm not exactly sure at this point. I'm assuming that it's likely just an RNG-based drop that you can get. But if you're like me and you are struggling to get those amazing-looking class items for your characters because you just don't have time to boost each one up to rank 25 with every faction, you have a chance now of getting a legendary version. For my Titan, I currently have the Future War Cult and the New Monarchy items. So you can see the Mark of the Circle as well as the Mark of the Executor. But I don't have the Mark of Oblivion because I just don't have enough time to grind for that and pump 25 ranks with Dead Orbit. So instead, I'm looking forward to the possibility of seeing a Mark of Oblivion legendary drop just so I could rock that style if I ever feel like. Now, what's also neat about this is consider that whatever rank that you are currently donning, like for example, if I'm ranked 25 and I earn myself the Mark of the Circle of Future War Cult, I can only wear the Future War Cult Mark of the Circle if I'm pledging to Future War Cult, which means I will never be able to wear one of my other marks. So for example, you'll see right now that it says the Mark of the Executor requires New Monarchy allegiance. I'm a big fan of Future War Cult and I don't want to change. However, if I want to, I can try my luck with those engrams and see if maybe, just maybe, I could get a Future War Cult or a New Monarchy or even a Dead Orbit legendary option that I can wear if I want. So if I want to continue to wear the Future War Cult Mark of the Circle exotic item, I can totally do that. And I can also wear a legendary version of the Mark of the Executor while still being pledged to Future War Cult if I like the way this looks with my existing gear and weapon setup. This is great news, and I haven't seen a whole lot of people talk about this, so I thought I would share that if you go ahead and go to the Bungie Armory and just search for keywords for all of the legendary options that we just talked about, you'll find that there are counterparts to all of the exotics. This is so cool. I was really disappointed when I boosted up my 325 and 330 and 335 version of my Future War Cult exotic Mark of the Circle, because then when I changed over to New Monarchy, I couldn't wear it, and it makes sense. You shouldn't be able to wear an exotic version of a faction that you are not pledged to. You've got to be loyal to your own faction. However, that doesn't mean you can't wear a legendary version. So, even though I don't know exactly how you can go ahead and get these legendary versions, I can tell you that you have an opportunity to get them somehow. Now, I lost contact with that player in matchmaking, otherwise I would have definitely asked him how he got that. It's probably something that you get from a rank up package, I would assume, or maybe it could just be an engram drop. I'm not sure. I can tell you right now that having been pledged with Future War Cult, I still get New Monarchy and Dead Orbit drops every now and again, even though I'm still part of Future War Cult. So this means that maybe those legendary engrams could drop those, or you just have to pledge to those particular factions and try your luck by ranking up. I know that every time I've ranked up with Future War Cult since Rise of Iron, I have chosen a weapon as a particular reward. However, I often get a Mark of Future War Cult as well, so maybe I'll end up getting a legendary version of my exotic counterpart. Now, that does kind of suck. It means I do have to switch over from Future War Cult to New Monarchy, if it is true that I need to get a legendary version of that particular mark for my Titan, or if you want to get your cloak for your hunter, etc., etc., the bonds and the warlock. But still, that's outstanding. You can look the way you want and still pledge to the faction of your choice, which is just great. Bungie is full of surprises, and this is huge news. If any of you guys watching this have come across a legendary version of an exotic mark or bond or cloak, let me know in the comments below. I'm certain, I'm about 85%. If I had to guess, I would assume you have to pledge, and then maybe it's just a random drop for those rank up packages. But if you can get it another way, please let me know. I am dying to know, because I gotta have every single one. I love them so much. But this is going to be the conclusion of the video, so thank you guys for watching. Again, if you've got one of these already, leave a comment and tell me how you got it. I would be very curious as to what process it goes into to get these legendary versions of your exotic marks or class items like your cloak for your hunter or your bond for your warlock. But in any case, this is the conclusion of the video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so, and like if you feel that this is a good enough video to deserve one. And as always, stay hunting, Guardians. I will see you in the next one.